This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim pass the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks are currently in sole possession of third place in the Eastern Conference. Very good position for them to be in. They are 1 game above the Orlando Magic. The Knicks won tonight. The Magic lost tonight. So the Knicks control their own destiny, ladies and gentlemen. All they got to do is win out. And they keep the 3rd seed. Right now, if the playoffs were to start today, the Knicks would be playing the Indiana Pacers. Now, listen, the Philadelphia 76ers, they're chasing down the Indiana Pacers. So are the Miami Heat. Right, so there's still a race to be won here. And the Knicks just got to do their job. It's not going to be easy. They play the Celtics, they play Brooklyn, and they play the Chicago Bulls. The Celtics, for the most part, you know, they're done really competing right now at this point of the season. The Brooklyn Nets, they might look and want to play spoiler, and then of course the Bulls at that point will probably still be battling for the 9th or the 10th seed in the play-in. But the Knicks, they control their own destiny. They win basketball games, they get the 3rd seed, without a doubt. We're going to talk about that and all kinds of other stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Crow will be here shortly. We will have a Losers Lounge after the show. I do want to remind you, or not remind you, but inform you that we're looking to get a lounge for the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know when the game is going to be. We don't know what seed the Knicks are going to have, who they're going to play, what the dates are going to be like. But the lounge tickets would be for either game 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on if the Knicks are home or away or any of that. Okay? So, let me give you more information. You reserve your lounge now. It does cost $525. I'm sorry. You got to talk to MSG about the prices. If you received an email today from Madison Square Garden and seen that playoff tickets were now available, you seen what the prices are, right? You got to talk to James Dolan about that or somebody. I don't know. But the prices are the prices. $525. You'll be in a lounge with 40 other people. All right. You'll have food in the lounge. It's definitely a dope time. We'll do a post-game. We'll do a pre-game podcast. We'll do a post-game podcast. I'm pretty sure we'll have, a Knick alumni come through the lounge, things like that. All right, so if you are interested, you purchase your ticket. We got to get 40 people. We get 40 people to purchase their tickets. We have a lounge. We have to decide on when we get the lounge. Game 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. Yes, I know it's crazy the way that it's set up, but it's kind of like that around the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. It's just the way that it is. The Knicks take a little bit of while to get their playoff pricing out and all of that kind of stuff. But if we don't get the lounge, then you get your money refunded. All right, so you don't lose anything. All right, if you want to go, you pay the money, we get the lounge, it's all good. You don't go, we don't get the lounge, you get your money refunded. So there is a link at the top of your YouTube chat. There's also one in the description of the video, all right, where you can reserve your lounge ticket, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, take advantage of that while it is here. Last year, we had a great time in the lounge. Of course, we had, 40 plus people there in the lounge. It was a dope time. It was a great time. You know what I mean? Last year, the tickets were significantly cheaper. But, this is the way that it is right now. Anyway, let's get back to talking about the Knicks and their win tonight over the Chicago Bulls. It was a very good win tonight over the Bulls. The Knicks, right from the beginning of the game, I think they got down 2-0, but after that, the Knicks took control of the basketball game. The Bulls kept fighting back. I got to give them that. They kept fighting back. But the Knicks would not let the Bulls, they were not going to let the Bulls win tonight. They weren't going to do it. No matter how much the Bulls fought back, the Knicks continued to hit big shots, make big plays, even at the end of the first half. When the Knicks made a blunder, right? Vucevic knocks down a three. Jalen Brunson, which he does from time to time, has a lazy inbounds, and he does do that from time to time. We seen him do it just a couple of games ago when he tried to pass it to Josh Hart. Josh Hart, he passed it too low at his feet, and Josh Hart wasn't even really paying attention. Right? But Jalen Brunson throws a lazy pass. It gets picked off. They knock down a three. All of a sudden, it goes from a 9-point game to a 3-point game, and then Dante DiVincenzo knocks down a three from half court. Right, to put the Knicks back up 6. Right out of halftime, the Knicks come right out, boom, go up 14. But the Bulls keep bouncing back, keep fighting back, keep battling back. They keep battling back. Right, and then when the Bulls would battle back, the Knicks would take control of the game again. Jalen Brunson, another great night for Jalen Brunson. 45 points tonight for Brunson. Listen, he shot 54% from the field. He shot 58% from the three-point line. Brunson has got to be, NBA, please, don't act crazy on us. He's got to be mentioned, at least mentioned, in the MVP race, right? The last time that I seen, the rankings for MVP, he was like honorable mention, right? Honorable mention. It's not good enough. Look what the guy is doing. Look what he's doing. Now, then he had help tonight. And we'll talk about all the help that he had, but he had help tonight. But, he's carrying this team on his back. Without an all-NBA player next to him, talking about Randall, he's carrying this team on his back. He could very well carry this team to 50 wins, carry this team to the 3rd seed, or maybe even the 2nd seed, depending on what happens with Milwaukee. Right? So, Brunson has got to get his kudos, man. Captain Clutch, he's got to get his kudos. He better be an all-NBA player this year. There's no doubt. There should be no doubt in anyone's mind as to whether or not Jalen Brunson is an all-NBA player. Come on. Anyone who says he's not, to me, is just, they got a lot of hate in their blood. A lot of hate in their blood because he's doing amazing things out here on the court. He's doing amazing things with the Knicks team. He's the consummate leader. You know what I mean? He's strong-willed, strong-minded. He never stops playing hard. He always wants to be out there on the court. He doesn't care what fans say. He doesn't care what any of the journalists say. He doesn't care what I say. You know what I mean? He just does him and gets the job done. He's just tough. Just tough. And so far he's been exactly what this New York Knicks team has needed, to go to another level, to excite the city, to do everything that Jalen Brunson does for this basketball team. You know what I mean? So, a lot of love out to Jalen Brunson. 45 points tonight. And this is becoming like, these type of games are just becoming every day regular games for Jalen Brunson. Right now, if he drops 30, you might be disappointed. It's the crazy part. You might be like that. He only dropped 30 tonight. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. I can't wait to see what it's going to look like in the playoffs. Silk, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What up, Sim?
I'm chilling, man. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling
I
good.
need,
When the
I,
Knicks win, I
I
feel
need to
good.
know. I need to know.
Yes, sir.
Who do you and Tony got with the Knicks organization? Y'all talking about 5 foot in, taking and dunking, and all I see is OG all game long doing exactly what y'all was saying he should be doing the first quarter. Who do y'all know in the Knicks organization?
I don't know, man. Maybe they just listening in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of the assistant coaches are listening, but OG played a great game tonight. He took 18 field goal attempts. That's what we need from OG. We don't need 8 field goal attempts. We don't need 10 field goal attempts. We need 18 field goal attempts.
They just talked about this afternoon. 5 foot in, dunk the ball. And all I'm saying is doing the first quarter, doing all game long, first quarter is taking it to the hole and being RJ Barrett.
Yeah. maybe, you know, who knows? We might got a couple whispers that we could throw out there. You know, you never know.
No, y'all be talking to World Wide Rest. I know y'all be talking to World Wide Rest. Come on, tell me.
We might have a couple of whispers we can throw out there and say, "Listen, man, this what's got to happen. What y'all doing?"
Man, this team, yo.
I mean, you know, when you look at how the way that OG played tonight, I didn't mean to cut you off. So when you look at the way that he played tonight, a lot of slashing to the basket. And guys were finding him when he was cutting to the basket, you know, instead of standing still. You know, a couple of times he took it upon himself to try to create his own shot. You know, you seen him, you know, a couple of fadeaway jump shots. And when he did get inside, he's able to kick the ball out and find people. You know, he had 2 turnovers tonight. I'm happy with those 2 turnovers. I actually want him to have 2 turnovers, right? Because in my opinion, OG needs – the reason why I say that is because that means he's being aggressive. You know what I mean? Someone who has 0 turnovers, you know, maybe they're just an inefficient player, but it can also be a sign that they're not being aggressive. And they're not looking to make something happen. They're not looking to be a playmaker. You know what I mean? When somebody has a couple, and you don't want people to have turnovers, but when you're trying to be a playmaker, when you're making plays, when you're making decisions with the basketball, guess what? You're going to make mistakes. So you're going to turn the ball over. You know, so I don't mind that he has 2 turnovers. That's good. You know, this is a perfect stat line for OG. 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He had 1 block, 2 turnovers, 55% from the field, 66% from the 3-point line. Perfect stat line for OG tonight.
And he had me nervous as hell when he did that fake move and homie fell on his elbow. Like,
yeah. DeMar DeRozan fell on him. Yeah, he you know, OG went the wrong way.
Right.
Exactly. Through the fake, he went to go left. He should have went right, but you know that happens.
And what's up with Tibbs, man? They got 3 fouls in the second half. Bring in Precious for the end of the second half. I'm like, why you still got him out there? I know you got trust in OG, but he got 3 fouls.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he ended with only 4 fouls, but listen, Tibbs is gonna go with, you know, he's got his guys and he's gonna go with them. You know, if there's any coach, right, you always hear players talk about, you know, especially in high school, coach has his favorites, stuff like that, right? Well, yeah, they do. And Tom Thibodeau has his favorites, and he's going to play his favorites. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He you know, he plays favorites, and you know, he's not going to be afraid to tell you that he plays favorites. And I don't think anyone should be afraid to tell you that he plays favorites. Yeah, he plays favorites. So the people that he wants on the floor, that's who's going to be out there.
And I've been away for a minute because I would get a little frustrated with my team. I ain't going to lie. But I can see what Bogey is good at and what Bogey is bad at. The guys are able to pressure him, like Chicago did tonight. It's not a Bogey game.
Right.
So he's not good at when a guy can pressure him on the ball. So he turns the ball over. Yeah. That's why this is the game for Precious more than Bogey. You're going to hit that 1-3, this is more of a Precious game. But Tibbs is like trying to play around, see who going to be in the playoff, who ain't. I see what he's doing. But tonight against Chicago, this ain't a Bogey game.
Yeah, I mean,
so
the
Bogey
thing is,
Pokey don't play well against them.
Right, I get it. The thing is, are you putting Precious and Mitch out there at the same time?
I know.
Are you confident with that? And I think that's what Tom Thibodeau was thinking about. Am I putting Precious and Mitch out on the floor at the same time? Right. If Precious was a more confident 3-point shooter, right, just a little bit more confident, then maybe you can make it work. Right. But they both play in the same spaces. Neither one of them competently spreads the floor. Mitch is not shooting from 3 at all, and Precious is barely shooting from 3. He will shoot it. We've seen him make some. You know what I mean? But they play in so much of the same areas. I think it makes it a little bit difficult to have Mitch and Precious out there. You can see what it looks like. The defense should be good. The rebounding should be really, really good with those two guys. The energy should be good. Who do you put out there with them to muster up the offense?
But Sam, I would have put Precious out there just to calm the hell Kobe White down, because he was just cooking Mitch off the dribble. Mitch didn't have his footwork to stay with Kobe. Precious could have stayed with him a little bit.
Okay. All right. I get you on that.
He was doing a little bit of 3, but they wasn't like killing us from 3, but that in the paint stuff was killing us.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Gotta feel good about this game, though. I feel good about it. I feel good about it because, the Knicks got smacked by them the other night, and then they come back out and they smacked them. You know what I mean? So I feel really good about this game.
Curry Brunson was out tonight with his 3-point shooter. So we needed that.
Right. You know what I mean? Great game from Jalen Brunson, though. 42 minutes tonight.
I know, back-to-back 40.
Back-to-back 40-point games.
Who we had guys like doing back-to-back 40?
And let me tell you something. I'm not going to be surprised unless the Knicks are blowing the Celtics out in the next game because of, who they're playing. Like Milwaukee, had a double-digit lead all night against Boston. Boston's not really – they got their guys out there, but they're not playing extremely hard. You know what I'm saying?
No, they different. They different when Porzingis ain't in the game. Boston's not the same team without Porzingis.
Yeah,
they're not.
I agree.
Because I don't trust Tatum and I don't trust Brown. I call him Bobby Brown. My friend said, "Stop calling that man Bobby Brown." I call him Bobby Brown. I don't trust Bobby Brown in the clutch moment, and I don't trust Tatum in the clutch moment.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I think that those guys are talented. They can hoop. I think they can get some things done though. So I'm not fronting on Boston. I think right now they're not really playing hard. You know what I'm saying? So which is going to be a good thing for the Knicks because the Knicks are going to come out and play hard. They got to come out and play hard, right? Boston, they know the Knicks are a physical team. They're not going to chance injury, I don't think. So I think, the guys that play because it's on TNT, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those guys are going to be out there playing. But, the Knicks, I think, are going to have a chance to win that game. And should be able to win that basketball game.
Let me ask you a question, Sam. Do you really trust Tatum and Brown in the clinch? See, I think the reason why Boston's so good this year is because they got Drew, Tatum, Brown, Derrick White, and Porzingis.
I mean, they made it to the finals with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
And only one of their stars showed up, Brown.
No, I get it. But, I mean, to make it to the finals is a feat. You know what I mean? And think about how young they are. They still, they're still pretty young. So, yeah, I don't know. I think those guys are good, man.
But they're not clutch. That's what I'm saying. They're good. They're not clutch.
But they got it. But they got the Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday is a clutch guy. He's a leader out there. He's been magnificent for that team. You got Cape. They got a lot of pieces that even if one of those guys ain't clutch, they got enough guys that can step up.
I just get the feeling somebody's going to sneak up and knock them out, and they ain't going to go to the finals. I just get that feeling.
Well, hopefully that's us.
I don't know.
Hopefully that's us. Hopefully that's us. Hopefully we're the team that sneaks up and knocks them out.
Actually, I want to see Miami knock him out. Then we beat Miami. That would be the
I don't want to see Miami knock him out because if Miami knocks him out, they you know how Miami do. They're gonna feel like they on their way to the finals.
And that'd be precious when we knock them out. No, you not. Not this year.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Let them knock out Boston, and we knock out Miami. We get our what the NCAA girl was saying? Revenge series. This that'll be our revenge series right there.
Yeah. Nah, I dig it. But right now, the Knicks are in the third seed. They're 47-32, sole possession of the third seed tonight. Right now, as things stand.
I don't want the 2 seed. I don't want to see Philly. Give me let's stay at the 3. We played Pacers. We beat them.
I mean, I want to. The only team that I don't want to see is Boston. I want to stay on. I just want to keep winning basketball games. If we get that second seed, which is, it's possible if the Knicks win their last 3 games, and we'll see what happens with Milwaukee. If the Knicks win out, they'll clinch at least the 3rd seed if they win out. And they could possibly move up to the 2nd seed. Wouldn't that be something? With all of the injuries that the Knicks have.
Do you want to see Embiid with Mitch not looking quite like Mitch yet? I don't want to see Embiid the first round.
I get it.
Mitch not looking like Mitch yet.
I get it. But I don't know. I think we match up well for whatever reason against Philadelphia. We could beat Philadelphia with Embiid. I don't think there's deep. Tobias Harris is not the 3rd guy that people thought he was. You know what I mean?
No.
Or at one point he was, but he's not right now. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think the Knicks can take care of Philly. But Philly can still move up and get into the 6th seed. We can stay in the 3rd seed. They can move up and get into the 6th seed, and we have to play them.
That's what I'm talking about. They might be the 6th seed, and we be the 3 seed.
They could. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, I want the Knicks to move up to as high a seed as possible, if they can.
You know what makes me nervous, Sim? Embiid, Oubre, and Maxey. Now, OG can't guard everybody.
Nope.
So that size against us in the first round when Mitch ain't really Mitch yet makes me nervous.
Yeah. Who does Philadelphia have to play to finish out the season? Let's see. Philly.
They got one. They got one tough game left. Orlando. After that, they don't got nobody.
They got 2 games. They play Orlando and then they play Brooklyn.
Exactly.
Both teams that they can beat. They beat Detroit tonight. If they win their last 2 games, Philly will be, see their record right now. They'll be 47-35 if they win their last 2 games. Right?
You got to count the Cavaliers or the Pacers to at least win 1 game.
Yep. You need those guys to win at least. Well, actually 2 games. I don't know what the tiebreakers are with Philly and the Pacers.
They did say Philly got a tiebreaker against the Pacers. They said that, Philly got a tiebreaker against the Pacers.
So then the Pacers need to win 2 games. Because if they both end up 47-35, Philadelphia got the tiebreaker. I don't know what it is with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but to secure it, Cleveland needs to win 2 games. They need 48 wins.
So let me ask you, sir, who do you? I know you said only Boston. First round, who do you not want to play?
I mean, honestly, I'm believing it.
76ers, Cavs. Who do you not want to play?
I don't like the matchup with the Pacers, but I still think the Knicks can beat them. So I'm not. I feel like the Knicks can beat anybody in the 1st and 2nd round. Being in the 3rd seed, I think they can beat anybody in the 1st or 2nd round. I'm not saying they will, but I think they can beat anybody in those first 2 rounds.
Is Mitch looking like what he's looking right now? You confident?
I think Mitch is gonna get in shape though.
He only got 2 games. He only got 3 games to get in shape.
Yeah. You got 3 games to get in shape. And then you have probably a week off before you get your first playoff game in. You know what I'm saying? To really, the Knicks need that practice time, right? They get a little bit of practice time. That's going to help a lot.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, I think the Knicks...
If Mitch was looking like Mitch, I'll be with you. But he's like a little step slow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got to get some confidence on his foot too. He had a broken foot, so that takes away from all of the endurance work that he would have been able to do. Like when you talk about OG, when you talk about Julius Randle, if Randle would have been able to come back, it was his shoulder that was hurt, so he's still able to run, do sprints. You can do those type of things to help keep your endurance up. Mitch couldn't do that. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time for him to really get into game shape.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, I'm confident that this team can be from 2 to 8. I have no reservations about the Knicks beating these teams, but they can also beat the Knicks. The only team I have reservations about is Boston. I think the Knicks, they can upset them, but you're going to have a super perfect series to upset them.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's going to be hard to upset Boston.
OG and Brunson averaging at least 18 to 30 every night.
Yeah.
Between those three guys.
Yeah. It's going to be hard to upset Boston. There's no doubt about it. But, if everything goes perfect, Brunson is doing what he's doing. If OG stays aggressive, that adds something to this team. If he stays aggressive, he's not going to give you shoot from 3 to 8. He's not going to shoot like this every single night. But if he stays aggressive, and also if he stays aggressive and starts to, and it's not going to happen between now and the playoffs, but just talking in the future, he's got to figure out, for him to take his offensive game to the next level, learn to be aggressive, also learn to get to the line. Right? This is why Brunson is so effective, is why Randle is so effective. These guys can get to the foul line. So when their shot's not going, Brunson was 12 for 12 from the free throw line tonight, right? Helped them get to 45 points. When their shots aren't going, they can get to the line. And that's what gives you an elite scorer. When they're not hitting the mid-range, they're not hitting the 3, they can get to the line, right? OG, 0 for 0 from the free throw line tonight.
You know what, Sim? He tries to avoid contact when he goes to the rim. He don't try to hit somebody and then finish. He tries to avoid them. Yeah,
so that's going to be a level of his game.
That's why he be missing.
Right, that's a level of his game. You know what I mean? Learning how to get to the line. And right now on this Knicks team, as currently the team we have right now, the only person that can consistently get to the line is Jalen Brunson. Josh Hart was 4 for 4 tonight. It's not bad. Hartenstein 1 for 2. DiVincenzo 2 for 2. Me and Tony was looking at it the other night, and right now, Randle was averaging 6.8 free throw attempts per game. Brunson 6.6 or something like that free throw attempts per game. After that, it dropped off. Everybody else was at like 2 or 1. You know what I mean? So you're missing, with Randle not being there, you're also missing that guy that can get you easy points at the free throw line. Like when your offense ain't moving, he can get to the line. Right?
Right.
Brunson can do that for this team. We don't have another guy that can do that.
I know. If Randle was here, I wouldn't be nervous at all. But because we ain't got that one post player, that one guy who draws people in the paint all the time, who could pass out, who's big enough to see over people. See, Brunson could get in the paint, but sometimes he can't see around people to pass out. Randle was good at that.
Yeah.
Even though he do some turnovers sometimes, we have to live with whatever we got to live with.
You got to live with it sometimes.
We don't got that one guy who can draw people in.
Right. You got to live with it sometimes. You know what I mean? You got to live with it. But, the Knicks played a good basketball game tonight. OG played a great game. You know what I mean? He's a little bit more aggressive, cutting to the basket, playing his game. And the Knicks are going to need that from OG every night. Every night they need it from OG.
You think we can win this last game against Chicago? It seems like Chicago playing out behind. It's tough.
I think we can. Now, obviously, it's going to be, we'll see the way things shake out as far as Chicago and have they clinched and all that kind of stuff. They'll probably be playing all the way down to the last game. Making sure that they have
that home game.
Yeah, because they want that
home game. So.
Right, because they want that home game. You know what I mean?
And that AO guy that killed us last time didn't play tonight. So
yeah. So no doubt. So I appreciate it, brother.
All right, brother.
All right. Have a good one, man. Peace.
You too.
Greg, talk a lot of noise, Greg, but you never ever call in. All you do is post in the chat. So you worried about how long my man Silk was on the line, but you never call in. All you do is post in the chat. Stop being a keyboard warrior, Greg. Call in. Talk to us. Like, you swelling up your chest online in the chat, but you won't come on video. You're not talking on the phone. Like, what's the deal? Maybe this is Greg. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from.
New York.
You from New York. What's your name, brother? And can you turn that down in the back, please?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Turn that down in the back. Is this Greg?
I got you.
Is this Greg?
No, this is that.
It's not
no,
Greg.
This is actually Al.
Al, what's poppin' with you, Al? How you feeling, man?
Good. I like what I saw today.
Mm-hmm.
I think I called you early in the year. I was one that having a problem with Brunson and stuff. That remember I was saying I didn't want Luka Brunson. I wanted regular Brunson to run the team. But I'm coming around and I see that you name me. Okay, I'm gonna name you the stars: Tatum, Joker, Doncic, SGA, Ant-Man. You tell me any of them that are missing their entire front court for 40 plus games and try to bring their team to as high as playoff position as Brunson is.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't hear no talk about MVP.
Right.
You tell me that, it's amazing that these so-called professionals that know basketball do not see that what this man has done. Now, remind you, I had issues with Brunson. I probably still do sometimes, but I don't think he passes the ball as much. I'm an old point guard from the 70s, but you have to understand this man is doing it every night. He's doing it now against double teams.
Mm-hmm.
This is no fluke. This man is special. And you had the caller before you. To me, I have no problems with nobody who we face other than Boston, because we're a little small against Boston. And that's the only thing that I have a problem. That they have an advantage of, that they are taller than us. Other than that, I have no problems who we face, and I just need to hear from you if you agree.
I agree. I don't have a problem. It's been like that for a while. That the only team that I'm concerned about in the playoffs right now, or at least in the East, is Boston.
No, just imagine if we had any one of them for maybe 20 out of the 40 games that they missed. Where would we be?
Right.
Exactly. We would have at least a 3 or 4 game lead over Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And maybe even trying to fight against Boston.
Yeah.
If they just missed 20 games. But we have players that miss. Mitch missed close to 50 games.
Yeah, he missed 50.
Randall's out for the entire season since January. And OG was out, close to 40 games now?
I'm not sure the number with OG, but,
I'm sorry, what?
I said I'm not sure the number of games with OG, you know what I mean? But he missed a lot of games, too.
Even if he missed 30, name me one other player in the NBA that will be able to keep his team in that kind of playoff position.
That's what I'm saying.
talking about. We're fighting for second.
Right.
We practically our cover was bare.
Right.
We had a lot of guys that stepped up, and that's a tribute to Tibbs and stuff. But I don't hear these so-called professional basketball knowledge people that don't think that Brunson is the MVP of this league. If it's not the MVP, then they should have two awards: Most Outstanding Player and MVP, because Brunson is MVP of this league.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And thank you for my call.
I appreciate it, Al. Without a doubt. Have a good one. No doubt about it, man. Brunson, and listen, I put a link in there for the Captain Clutch t-shirts and hoodies. The link is not a good link. Here's the good link. But, yeah, Brunson is doing his thing, man. Tony, what's popping with you, bro? How you feel about tonight's win? Sole possession of third place, baby.
I didn't get to really see the game, but I'm definitely happy we won. I'm definitely happy we, can control our own destiny. And it may not be over. The buck might not have stopped.
Yeah, or the buck might stop.
Or the buck might stop.
The buck might stop right there. The buck might stop. They got to play Orlando twice, right? So right now, Orlando has got to be looking and saying, if we can beat Milwaukee twice, we can drop them to the 4th seed or the 5th seed or something like that, right? Obviously they're going to be hoping that the Knicks lose, because if the Knicks lose and they win, then they'll be back in the 3rd seed. Now Milwaukee, listen, I don't care about the 2nd seed that much. That much. I care about that 3rd seed because we're in it. If we can get to the 2nd seed, great. But Milwaukee could do us a favor by beating Orlando. You know what I'm saying? And if they beat them twice, that does us a big favor. You know what I mean? By knocking Orlando down. And there's definitely a chance that can happen. Now, if the Knicks just take care of business against Boston, and then Orlando beats Milwaukee,
but if we went out and Orlando beats the Bucks twice, we pass the Bucks and we pass the
Bucks, right? We pass the Bucks.
We get the 2nd seed,
right.
And we ahead of the Magic now, right? So
we're 1 game ahead of the Magic. We're 1 game behind Milwaukee. We basically we have to end with a better record than Milwaukee.
No, than the Magic.
No, I'm saying if we want to move into that 2 seed, we have to end with a better record than both of them, right? Because they both own the tiebreakers over us.
How many games does the Magic have left?
The Magic, the same. They have 3 games left.
And we have 3 games left.
And we have 3 games left, and Milwaukee has 3 games left.
Yeah, so if we went out and the Magic went out, we good. We get the 2nd seed.
Yeah. We get the 3rd. Well, if we went out and the Magic went out, then we get the 2nd seed.
2nd seed,
right?
Yeah.
Because the Magic would have knocked down. Well, hold on. Let me see the records real quick. I guess if we went out and the Magic went out, then we get the 2nd seed because we'll have 50 wins in Milwaukee. Because the Magic won out, Milwaukee, they play Orlando twice.
That would give us 2. Yeah, that would give us 2 games right there.
That would give us 2 games. And let's say Milwaukee beat OKC, they would have 49 wins. But if they lost twice to Orlando, they would stay at 49 wins. And if we win 3, we got 50 wins. So
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I mean that's the scenario I would like to happen. Us win out, Magic win out. You know what I mean?
And it's definitely possible for the Knicks to win out.
We get that 50 ball we've been talking about all year. You know what I mean?
That'd be crazy. You know what I mean? That'd be super crazy right there. For the Knicks to have the season, for the Knicks to have had so many injuries, so many, the roster turnover and all of that, and to get to be in the 3rd seed right now is an accomplishment with the way that with the way the season has been. And then if you get the 2nd seed, I think one more win, if the Knicks get one more win, they should clinch top 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have 47. If they get 48 wins, they should clinch.
It might even be a win and a Miami loss. Because I don't know if Miami lost today, but if they lost today, I think we clinched.
Right now, Miami can only get to 47 wins. Philadelphia can only get to 47 wins. The Pacers can get to 48. Cleveland can get to 49. Orlando can get to 49. So we've got to be able to X out the Pacers. Do we own the tiebreaker versus the Pacers?
No. But you said the Pacers could only get to 48.
But actually, so if we get 40, if we get to 48 wins, Philadelphia can't get to 47. Miami can't get to 40. Well, Philadelphia can only get to 47. Miami can only get to 47. If we win our next game against Boston, we do ourselves a great favor by winning that game, of course, but we clinch the playoffs, right? We clinch a playoff berth. Top 6, talking about. If we win the next game. So, the Knicks are going to come in focused. Pretty sure they know that. They're going to come in focused, ready to win the next game.
And the confidence that this team, I mean, not saying they don't already have it, because I believe they do, but the confidence they have, they could have with a 50-win season, you know what I mean, with having the second seed in the East, knowing, you know what I mean, they went through all this turmoil, all these injuries, still missing Randall. Like, they got to believe, all right, we can still do some damage. You know what I mean? We overcame all this, and now we, you know what I mean? We at least we know what we fighting with now. You know what I mean? Knowing that they're not waiting on Randall. Like, we know this is who we got. We know this is what we could do. Yeah. That'll be a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, and Greg, Sean Richardson, whoever's out there, Tom Thibodeau could, if the Knicks get this second seed, Tom Thibodeau should be in the running for Coach of the Year again. Should be. He kept this team together. Brunson too, of course, but kept this team together throughout a lot of turmoil. Yeah. Beautiful time to be a Knicks fan, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Brunson led the way tonight, 45 points, 8 assists. But Jalen Brunson shot 54% from the field, 58% from the three-point line, 12 for 12 from the free throw line. OG Anunoby, he had 24 points tonight. A little bit more aggressive on the offensive side, 18 shot attempts. Need that from OG. Shot 55% from the field, 66% from the three-point line. Josh Hart did his thing, 17 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. Dante DiVincenzo had 21 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Isaiah Hartenstein had 11 points, 4 rebounds, only 4 rebounds tonight for Hartenstein, and 6 assists. Off the bench, Deuce had 7 points. Bogdanovich only had 3 points. Mitchell Robinson, had a rough night. Still played 19 minutes, but he had a rough night tonight. For the Chicago Bulls, they were led in scoring by DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan was not giving up the game. He was still battling. He understands what's on the line. But 34 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists from DeMar DeRozan tonight. Vucevic had 26 points, 5 rebounds. Kobe White had 24 points and 6 assists. Javonte Green did not do the things that he did against us last game. He had 9 points and 12 rebounds. Everybody else, were in single digits. And Tony, you missed the game. You seen one of the craziest plays. Torrey Craig got a steal, was coming down on a fast break, and he threw it off the backboard. He was throwing it to himself. Andre Drummond was trailing him and thought that Torrey Craig was throwing it to him. They both jumped to dunk it off the backboard. Both grabbed the ball and they missed it. Right? Yeah, you talk about being on Shaq and the Fool.
It's funny. I seen when I was doing the Losers Lounge, somebody must have had like a screenshot of it or whatever. But it looked fake. It looked Photoshop. So, but now, that you tell me what happened, that makes the picture and the comment hilarious. I wish I would have used it, but I didn't know what it was. You know what I mean?
What was going on with it? Yeah. I was like,
he basically said that's how they play in jail. It was jail ball.
Yeah, and then Andre Drummond comes down on the next possession and twists his ankle. Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah, that's a straight Shaq and the Fool play. I was looking at it and I could see, I was watching it. As I was watching it, I could see that Andre Drummond was thinking that it was coming to him when he was trailing. But I could also see that Torrey Craig was looking to throw it off the back. Just from the angle that he threw it off the backboard, you knew he was throwing it to himself. These fools. It's crazy.
Man, I wish I would have known, because they had some Shaq and the Fool comments that they were saying, and then I didn't get the reference.
Yeah, that joint, it was definitely hilarious. I was like, man, they bugging out. I know Bulls fans had been livid over that joint. I would have been, as a Knicks fan, I'd have been heated. Like, y'all embarrassing us out here. The Chicago Bulls, though, win the rebounding battle over the Knicks, 39-31. The Knicks, though, they were hot. They shot the ball well, 47% from the three-point line. So there wasn't that many, there were less rebounds to go around. The Knicks 31 assists tonight. The Bulls 20. 6 steals for the Knicks, 4 blocks, only 10 turnovers for the Knicks, only 9 turnovers for the Bulls. 5 blocks for the Knicks, 5 blocks for the Bulls, 4 steals for the Bulls. Both teams shot the ball relatively well. The Knicks 55% from the field. The Bulls 53% from the field. The Knicks 47% from the three-point line. The Bulls 35%. The Knicks 95% from the free throw line. Right? We were talking about that just the other night on your show. You know what I mean? About the Knicks knocking down those free throws. The Knicks 95% tonight. Brunson 12 for 12 from the free throw line tonight. The Bulls 68%. The Bulls win the battle of the paint 66-54. Second chance points for the Bulls 15-7. The Knicks won the fast breaks 14-8. But the main stat is the score. The Knicks got it 128-117 over the Bulls. They clinched the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, breathing down the necks of the Milwaukee Bucks for that 2nd seed. And Giannis got hurt today. He went out with some kind of calf injury. I don't know. I haven't seen any kind of update. But that's a blow to the Milwaukee Bucks.
Absolutely.
That's a big blow to the Bucks. You know what I mean? My man Lauren, what's poppin' with you, brother? How you feeling? You got to be feeling good.
Come on, man. Of course you're not. Popped the champagne after that Nuggets game a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Of course I'm feeling good, man. How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Doing good, man. Feeling really good. I'm feeling really good tonight.
First things first, man. First things first. Alex Caruso. If you want to get another contract in the NBA, anytime the Knicks are on the schedule, don't show up, bro. Because Jalen Brunson is constantly frying this league.
No doubt about that.
And not just small kind of fries, like obvious fries, where he's crossing them, making them play just it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And secondly, about the conversation about Boston and them playing their starters our next game, we should beat them because I didn't watch the game, but I just saw a stat for the first time in NBA history. The Boston Celtics are the first team ever to shoot 0 free throws. So obviously, these dudes are not really trying to win a game.
That's what I'm saying.
They're kind of just coasting on. First time in NBA history where a team shoots 0 free throws. That's just wild.
Yeah,
and then Giannis, it looked like an Achilles, but he was walking after the game, so most likely is not. But it could keep him out for some time, depending on what the injury is once they announce it. But either way, Milwaukee is not looking like that much of a threat if Tom Thibodeau stays in his bag like he's been in his bag this season.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Jalen Brunson, I knew we were getting a good player. I will be dead lying if I said I knew we were getting this, though.
Right.
At this point,
everybody,
as you said, if he gets 30 points, you're like, oh, he was just bored. Like, this dude is wilding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's playing efficient basketball, too, not really forcing much. He's just – I've never seen anything like this. And I don't know too much about, the past, but I would be shocked if he's not one of, if not the most improved players ever. Because this is ridiculous. This is wild.
Man, no doubt about it.
But for real, though, think about it. He's dropping 45, and he's not really sweating.
Yeah. I know, man.
He's not forcing shots. He's hitting threes efficiently. And he's been doing some elite passing. I wish he did more of that. But himself and Hartenstein, I heard the commentator today. I don't know if we had the same broadcast, but the commentator was like, the Knicks are going to lose Hartenstein because he's made himself some big money. I'm like, whoa, buddy. Nah, man. Nah. Because himself and Hartenstein, Brunson and Hartenstein are getting this connection that is just seamless right now.
Yeah.
Hartenstein obviously being a great passer, but what else can you say about the Knicks right now? There's really not much.
Not much. I mean, they're playing great basketball. We know they can beat just about anybody in the East besides, we got to see what we can do against Boston. But, from Milwaukee down, we know we can beat those teams. We still got to do it in the playoffs. Just saying, it's not like we're looking like, oh, man, we got to play Orlando. We can't mess with them. No, we can beat any one of those teams. We have the ability to beat them. You got to get it done. It's going to be a battle. The Eastern Conference is going to be a battle. You know what I mean? And it's a toss-up as to who can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, from Boston down.
I think the reason why I'm a bit more
from Milwaukee
relaxed about us going into the playoffs, because I always reference Eric Spoelstra and how he uses his teams in the playoffs when he moved the ball, things of that sort. We've done that a lot this season, even when Randall was on the court. Once we had that OG trade and we moved away from RJ kind of being another ball handler,
mm-hmm.
the movement was a lot more seamless. And the reason why I'm a lot calmer about this team going into the playoffs is because, number one, before Brunson even came here, he played a couple games without Luka, and he showed everybody. That's when everybody realized, oh, wow, this guy might actually be pretty good.
Right.
When he had that. And then also, Dante DiVincenzo is a champion in every level he's ever played in. He's played with Steph. He's played with Giannis. So he's played with champion caliber players. He's been in great locker rooms. And these Villanova boys are they have no nerves in their body. They're just lethal.
Yeah.
They don't really have a pulse. They're just they're robotic. They just get things done. And then OG is the same kind of emotionless, kind of just assassin. So I'm pretty sure they could deliver in the playoffs.
I hope so. They're gonna have the opportunity to. And they're gonna have a big opportunity to. And if the Knicks make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then Randall is back next year, and this team is back, the expectation is gonna be huge.
Yeah, and the conversation about Jalen Brunson as MVP, I think he should definitely be mentioned.
It's got to be.
Me personally, I don't see anybody who has coached a team better than Tibbs.
No, me either.
I don't know what the argument would be.
Me either. I can't see what the argument would be either. I mean, this team is multiple trades, major injuries.
Major injuries.
Right? You talk on guys missing 50 games, Randall out for the season,
this dude has, what's his name? Deuce McBride legit looking like Klay Thompson. Give this dude, give him the award.
Yeah, man.
It's ridiculous. I don't see the argument. I guess people can say Boston because they have 8,000 wins, but they also have two max players and basically one All-Star.
Yeah.
No, they have 4 All-Stars.
Yeah.
Because Kristaps is an All-Star.
For the most part, All-Star caliber.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I'm proud. This is my favorite Knicks season.
Yeah,
in a while.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Knicks seasons too. You know what I'm saying? I love what the Knicks have done this season. Just everybody. And we can only dream about what it would have been because Julius Randle was playing so great. Well, let me not say that. We don't know what it's going to end up being, but Randle was playing so great in January. I'd never seen him playing this well. The Knicks were playing. I'd never seen them playing that well, and it was looking like, man, this team is going to be amazing when everyone is together. You know what I mean? We'll see how far we go this year, but we got a lot to look forward to going next year.
We definitely do. I don't know if this is factual, but I read somewhere about Julius Randle's potential extension. Am I just reading stuff on the internet, or is this something that's actually real?
Well, I didn't see it.
They're both extension eligible this summer.
Right.
Brunson
right.
And I didn't hear anything about Randall, but I read about Brunson.
I saw that a couple of days ago that Brunson is ready. Sign me up.
Oh, yeah. And Brunson's he's getting paid. They're both going to get paid, but Brunson is getting super paid.
So I read somewhere that we can't actually pay him more than like 40-something. Is that true?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
His extension, Brunson's extension would be 186 if he signs it this summer.
Yeah.
For how many years?
If he 5. If he waits though, it's like it's 2 something.
Yeah. If he opts out, he probably can make. I think he's going to opt out. I think.
Oh wow, you think so?
Because he can make more money from the Knicks. I'm talking about. I don't think he's looking to leave the Knicks, but it's probably going to be, just a business choice. Like, if I opt out, I can make more money. Now, if the Knicks are able to do what I think and make that push to get Donovan Mitchell, and you got those 3 guys in tow, all those 3 guys might all say, yeah, let's opt in, and then we work on our extension after that. They might, because their contracts all line up where they have the same opt-out in the same year. I'm telling you, Lauren, that's why I think the Knicks are going to.
So now, do you think there's a possibility that we keep Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, OG, and still get Donovan Mitchell?
Yes, 100%. Oh, wow. I do.
So who will be removing off, or will he be just a free agent?
Would who be a free agent?
Donovan Mitchell.
No. I think if the Knicks are going to get him, I think they're going to try to get him through trade from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Bogdanovich would be in the trade because Donovan Mitchell makes like $35 million or something like that. Bogdanovich would be in the trade. Maybe Mitchell Robinson or Isaiah Hartenstein. You know what I'm saying? Might be in the trade. The Knicks will be able to put together money to make it match, and then you're going to give up a wealth of draft picks. You know what I'm saying? You're going to give up a wealth of draft picks.
Cleveland might not actually get as many draft picks as they wished, because they might have waited too long, depending on what Donovan does, obviously. But I'm not sure they might recoup what they gave up.
But I think the reason why I think the Knicks will give up the draft picks is because they're going to look at this team and say, with Donovan Mitchell on this team, and if they can keep Dante DiVincenzo and they can keep Josh Hart, and you still got Jalen Brunson, and you got Donovan Mitchell, and you got Isaiah Hartenstein, and you got Julius Randle, and you got OG Anunoby, they're going to look and say, that's a championship team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I think they're going to push their chips to the middle.
So then what we want to do this postseason is we want to avoid Cleveland so we don't embarrass Donovan for a second year in a row. And then,
right.
He doesn't try to do a KD thing where it's like, oh, if I go now, they're going to call me weak. No, it's okay. Just stay away from us. We'll beat everybody else.
Yeah.
And then, we'll just drag you on.
Yeah, so definitely, I think they will throw their chips in the middle, because when you look at Donovan Mitchell, you look at DiVincenzo, same size players. Donovan Mitchell he's not a 3-point shooter that DiVincenzo is, but you got the same size player that can do a little bit more than Dante DiVincenzo. And then you got Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo and Deuce coming off the bench. I mean,
I cannot believe this. I know again. Dante was a good player. Cool. I did not see this.
Right.
I did not see McBride. I do not even understand what this McBride was. I can't even lie to you.
Yeah. Deuce,
I think he's maybe I'm willing to argue, second or third most trustworthy shooter from 3.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Like, I never saw this coming. I know from college he was, seen as a 3-and-D player, but I read that he took 500 shots a day or like every session in the summer. I mean, this is different.
Yeah, man.
This is different.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on. So, but we have an entire playoff run to get through.
Yeah, that's
before we think about
who do you think we're going to see through the process?
Say that again.
Who do you think we're going to match up with?
I mean, if we stay in this 3rd seed, we'll match up with Indiana. I think we might end up matching up with Indiana in the first round. I think there's a really good chance.
What do you think our matchup is like with Indiana?
I think that it's a tough matchup because of the style that they play offensively, but I think we beat them. I think we beat them 4-2.
Yeah. I like us against Orlando because Orlando's young. Miami, I think we could take them this season for sure. Mm-hmm. I never really liked Eric Spoelstra on the other side, but nonetheless, I think we can match up with him. OG is in his bag right now after the game before. He kind of was just getting the feel, but today he did exactly what he needs to do, just slash and cut Sean Marion style. That's all you need to do.
Right.
I think, I don't mind us against Indiana either. And Boston, you just have to kind of respect them because they play quality basketball from top to bottom. You just got to give them that. But everybody else, as you've said, I think we match up pretty well.
Yeah. The Knicks are going to have a chance to make that Eastern Conference Finals this year. No doubt about it. And then we get there.
If Trae Young could take that Hawks team to the Eastern Conference Final, we should be able to do the
same. Yeah. And then we get there, and now, now let's see what we can do. Yeah, Lauren, I appreciate it, bro.
No doubt, man. Stay up.
No doubt. Peace. Yeah, it's a good feeling going around New York Knicks Nation, ladies and gentlemen, with the way that the Knicks are playing basketball right now. Just given the odds, everything feels good. Hopefully, we're able to keep it going. You know what I mean? We got 3 games left to the season. We got that Boston game. For all intents and purposes, Boston is laying down. It seems like, even though those, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, those guys are going to play on Thursday, but they're not going to play like, in my opinion, they're not going to play super hard basketball. You know what I mean? So the Knicks should be able to get that, clinch their playoff spot. Then after that, it's about trying to win out those last 2 games so that they can clinch that 3rd seed, possibly the 2nd seed, depending on how things go. That's gonna be some amazing stuff if that happens. You know what I mean? One of the most feel good seasons you've seen as a New York Knick. Shout out to the 77. I don't know if this was Lauren or not, but the same sentiments about Caruso. Right, he said Caruso's gonna let Brunson F up his money. He better avoid Jalen. And then he said tonight Boston shot 0 free throws, first in NBA history. And that's what lets you know Boston they're not playing hard. You know what I'm saying? They're kind of running up and down the floor, getting exercise. The 77 thing for the super chat. Yep, going through the motions. Tony. A lot of people have been asking about the matchups and things like that in the playoffs, the possible matchups. Any concerns from you about any of the matchups in the first round that we could play?
The concerns I had earlier in the year, I no longer have. You know what I mean? And we spoke about it earlier. It used to be Orlando and the Pacers.
Yep.
I didn't like I thought their style of play was really like polar opposite to our strength in defense, but our defense has stepped up and gotten better. And we didn't have OG, and now we do.
Yeah.
And I think that changes like the dynamic that he brings. It's crazy how he impacts the game defensively, and then to me, it's almost like his offense is just a bonus. I know you like the stuff that you talking about. You want from OG, like to me, that's like for next year, right? Mm-hmm. Like because I don't know if he's gonna
he
get
did some of those things tonight though.
Oh, I gotta watch. I gotta watch.
You gotta watch. He was a little more aggressive. He was more aggressive cutting to the basket. Okay. Going one-on-one. He was a little bit more aggressive tonight. So
you say he had what 24
24 tonight.
Okay. Yep.
He was a little more aggressive.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it tonight. So
had a couple of driving dunks to the basket.
Interesting.
Let's see if he can keep that up. The Knicks need him to keep that up. If he stays aggressive going to the basket, he'll get to the line too.
I agree. I agree.
He'll get to the line. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get up out of here so we can set up this Losers Lounge. Give us about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. We'll do a Chicago Bulls Losers Lounge. All right. I want to remind you that we got the Knicks Playoff Lounge. We are reserving tickets. They're expensive. I know it. You know what I'm saying? We need to sell 40 of them if we want to get a lounge. Right now, we don't know we don't know any dates. We don't know who we're going to play. We don't know if it's going to be game 1, 2, 3, or 4. But if you want to reserve your ticket, you can reserve your ticket. If we get 40 people, boom, we figure out what lounge we're going to or what game we're going to, and we reserve the lounge. If we are unable to reserve a lounge, then you get your money refunded. All right. It is expensive, $525 the tickets. If you look at what the playoff tickets are right now, your normal regular seats in the 200 level are $485, and you don't get food with that. You know what I mean? You get a lounge. We're gonna do a pregame podcast, a postgame podcast. Obviously, we'll have a ticket in the lounge. You'll get food in the lounge, and we'll probably have like a pregame or postgame activity. You know, either seeing a shoot around or probably not the shoot around. I think they don't do that in the playoffs. You know, we'll probably have a legend come through the lounge like we did last year. I think Spreewell came through last year. You know, so yeah, definitely check it out, ladies and gentlemen. The link is in the tag to the top of your YouTube chat. It's also in the description of the video. All right. Check it out. Check it out. We're up out of here. We will catch you, ladies and gentlemen, on the Losers Lounge about 15, 20 minutes or so. We're out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.